Talk quickly about how the Land Cruiser's going. We've got one little issue with it.
Are they girthy?
They're very girthy shocks. It looks crazy wicked because it's so high. And I could nearly buy 4 lots of these if they break for the price of other ones. That was a massive surprise to me because I was like, hell yeah, that's one less thing we got to buy. You know, you just don't know these things when you buy these second-hand cars. You don't know what you're going to find. So, all right, welcome back to another episode, guys. I thought we'd do a bit of an update of what's been happening with our new to us Land Cruiser. On this episode, I'll go through a few of the mods that I've done myself. One major mod that I didn't do myself, which only got done a couple of days ago, which we're pretty excited about. Yeah, so let's just get straight into it and I'll show you what we've done to the vehicle. Alright, so the first thing, which is a major one for the vehicle, we have got a GVM upgrade. I finally got one done. Only a GVM, I didn't need a GCM upgrade, before everyone goes, and it's mainly because of the weight of our van. If we were towing a 3.5 ton caravan, 100% I would have needed a GCM upgrade as well, but then that would have doubled the price of the kit I got. What kit did I go with? I went with the Ironman 4 ton GVM upgrade. Rear spring rate, they're a 400 constant. I'll show you what's in the back soon, what we've done to the back, and they're fine. Like, we just drove out here, probably a 25-minute drive on dirt roads, and it drove awesome. There's none of this real stiff springs, which is I liked. Obviously, if I didn't have the weight that's in the back at the moment, yeah, I'd say it'd be stiff, but beautiful spring in the back. The front, I think it's a 150 kilo spring. I can't really remember. Or Ironman foam Pro Cell shocks, massive shock. If you've ever seen the Ironman stuff, they're a big bore shock, and yeah, they are comfortable on the road.
Are they girthy?
They're very girthy shocks. So, yeah. I also, upper control arms. I got the billet forged Ironman upper control arms when I did the kit. They're recommended on the 200 just to get your alignment right, and I'm glad I got them now because I don't want to add them in later. Nope, kids are screaming in the back, it's all right. The only other thing that the 200s sometimes need, which I didn't get, is a diff drop, but the CV angles seem fine, and I'll just keep an eye on it. We don't do crazy hardcore forward driving at the moment, so, but yeah. So I don't know if I said at the start, it's a 4 ton GVM upgrade. So yeah, it gives us 700 kilos extra payload. Obviously I can't use all that 700 kilos because I'll be over our GCM. But yeah, once the caravan's away, I can go into all the weights, what we actually are. This kit also, it raises the rear axle weight 300 kilos and the front axle weight 150 kilos. So that 300 kilos is the big one because that's where the cruisers really struggle with, is the rear axle weight. And yeah, if I wanted to go any bigger, I don't need to go bigger than that because I've worked out our weights roughly. I'd be looking at double the price because I need a GVM and GCM upgrade post-rego. So we're trying to do everything on a budget because we want to travel. So to stay on, to be able to travel with a budget, we need to stay under a budget on our vehicle build. So I thought the Ironman one was great for the price. Great reviews on the shocks. They're the biggest shock too. Without going into all your remote res stuff, I don't need that. I didn't have that last time on the Navara, and we did the gib and everything with that, and the shocks were fine. So it is a 2-inch lift. It's definitely up higher. I'm going to say that's because of the stiffer springs for the GV upgrade. So it's sitting a lot higher at the moment. Yes, it will settle. So, but at the moment it looks crazy wicked because it's so high. And yeah, I'm stoked with it for the price. I don't think you can go past their GVM upgrade. Yeah, I think the next closest quote I got was about $9,000, and it goes up from there up to $20,000, which, yeah, no thank you. Not unless you're towing a big 4-ton van and you need that, yeah, go for it. But we didn't need to because our Jayco is actually on the lighter side for an off-road van. So I'm glad we ended up picking that Jayco because, yeah, we were able to get the cheaper GVM upgrade. So the price I paid for the GVM upgrade was $5,000.
Yeah, just over 5.
Just over 5. It was just over $5,000, which I think's awesome. One thing I will cover is this did have airbags in it. So the place I got it done at don't deal with Airbag man airbags. So they actually, well, the airbag was, one of them was buggered anyway. So I was going to get new airbags anyway. So they ripped the airbags out for me and left the line, all the air lines in there, which I'll show you something cool in the back in a second that I discovered. If anyone has done airbags before, the bump stops. So what they do is they cut the bump stops, and that's what your airbag goes onto. And when they rang me and said, oh, well, the airbags aren't going back in, you need to get new bump stops. And I was like, oh, and they're like, Toyota, I think it was like $250 or $300 each bump stop, and I can get new airbags installed for like $600. So in 2 weeks' time, it's going in to get new airbags installed because that's just, yeah. So I can reuse the old bump stops, which is good. Oh, sorry, there's some kid on a little tractor over there. That's cool. Yeah, so airbags will be going back into the rear of it. All right, so let's go to the rear of the vehicle, and I'll show you what I decided to do with that. Then after that, I'll give you a quick rundown how the actual cruise is going, since we've had it for
2 months.
2 months. Is that it? Feels like
Yeah.
it's longer. Oh, yeah, I'll give you a rundown of what's going on there. But kind of let's go to the rear, and I'll show you what our setup is. As you can see, we went the king stuff. Why? Price. I couldn't justify, like, the second cheapest set of drawers. I'll tell you how much I paid for this in a second. The second cheapest set of drawers I found, I think, were maybe $800 or $1,000, or it might have been $1,300, which I find just crazy. Like, I paid $342 for the drawers, the wing kit, so $300. So I could nearly buy 4 lots of these if they break for the price of other ones. And the weights, I contacted a few companies, and the saving was like 2 kilos between, so I don't know, I just couldn't justify spending that much money on something. Yeah, people say they might break, but I'll just go buy another set. Like, it's 300 and some bucks, it's so cheap. So that's why I went the King's Drawers, price. Things I've added to it, obviously a little panel here. It's got our dual battery voltage, just got some bloody cigarette lighter, plug-in, USB plug-ins. All this stuff here, all the wiring that was actually in the side up here, there's still a couple up there. Actually, sorry, these two still work. Yeah, there was more up there, had a voltmeter and stuff, and I've literally just taken the wiring out of there and put it in there. I suppose that's the positive of buying second-hand four-wheel drives. This one had everything, all the wiring, everything's done to it, so it was pretty sweet. Fridge. So we weren't even going to go a fridge, I don't think, when we first talked about a new setup. Price. So this was on sale for $290. It's a 60 litre upright King's fridge. Like, $290, and it works brilliantly. It's not on at the moment because I need a solar panel for the roof to charge the battery, which I haven't got yet. That will come eventually. But yeah, $300. Another one, like, I think the closest price was like $1,800, something like that. So if this breaks, I can buy another 5, and I'm spending the same amount of money. So yeah, plus trying to be tight asses because we want to use our money for travelling. A lot of people have a lot of good things to say about the Kings. I know I watch a few people on YouTube who had King's drawers for 10 years and they're fine. So there you go. The stuff at the back there is just my work stuff. So all that stuff jammed at the back there. Oh, this little thing's pretty cool. Got this from Super Cheap. Ridge Rider. Just a little storage bag. Just got some hand cleaner, sunscreen, sanitizer, Mozzie spray at the moment. Some deodorant up there. I don't know why that's up there.
Because you're smelly.
Yeah, it is made for the front of the fridge. But then when I got home and put it on there, I realised that the handle's there. So yeah, fit on there perfectly on the side. In the drawers at the moment, all I've got, there you go, there's that table I was telling you about, which I think's pretty crazy. Just goes on. There we go. Little workbench table. Still rolling these Hima bags that we got from Vic Off Road. They're bloody sick because they fit in there perfectly. Just got a tool bag in there. That one's got jack and fire extinguisher at the moment. Yeah, we'll mount the fire extinguisher eventually. I probably need to get onto that. But at the moment that just lives in there. A few straps at the front there, but that just goes straight on and goes off. Sorry, Freddie's cold.
Are you cold, darling? Do you want a jumper? Can you get your jumper out of the car? Come on.
Yeah, the kids are running around. Yeah, these little wing kits, they just unscrew like that and then open up. I can't remember what's in this side. Oh yeah, that. For anyone that's a little Azedo, just a little battery air compressor. It's not very. It doesn't work on tyres. I had it on the Navara before. We had onboard air for our airbags. The manual inflation. If anyone's got airbags and has a little thing on the back, get one of those little compressors. They're brilliant. Just charge your battery up and it pumps your airbags up. So I think the first aid kit's in there, and the snake bite kit. I haven't really set it up properly because they will go in the drawer eventually. This side here, undo that. There we go. I bought that's just an Airbag Man portable compressor that I am going to mount because that's what this is for. I am going to mount that in there and so the hose can plug into the front there. I just haven't got around to it. I'll have a switch on there for the compressor and all that. Actually, while we're in here, while we're on this side, I said I was going to show you something cool. Let me just, this is going to be graceful. Let me climb up here. I was playing around, let me just take this seatbelt off. If anyone's wondering why the seatbelts are still in there, and that's because you don't need to get engineered when you take the seats out if you leave them in. So, tip for all the young players out there. When I was looking at air compressors, there's a cool little spot here in the Land Cruiser where you can put a bracket and put an air compressor in there. So when I was putting the drawers in, I was like, oh, I'll have a look and see how these brackets work in that. So what I did is I pulled the casing off. Leah shows you what's already in there. So, unknown to me and obviously Leah, it has a whole onboard air system for the airbags. So
it's a nice little surprise, wasn't it?
Yeah. So obviously you can hear it, the compressor kicking on. It's not working at the moment because there's no airbags in the back. They're getting put in, like I said. So yeah, how good's that? It's not a. It's only for the airbags though. That's why I've got the other compressor, which will be for the tyres. This is only the small one, but how good's that? It's already got the manual buttons like we had in the Navara. It's got the display there. So that was a massive surprise to me because I was like, hell yeah, that's one less thing we got to buy. Yeah, so it was funny when I got the car and I seen the airbags in there, but when we went away it was raining, so I couldn't really get under the car because I was looking for where the inflation things were, and I was like, oh, maybe they're just helper bags, the ones that just help. Googled that. There's nothing online about helper bags at all for Land Cruisers. So I was like, oh, whatever. Just went with it. And then I found this and realised, well, there you go. But one of them was busted anyway because I tried pumping them both up. And yeah, one was already busted. I got went in for a major service and they said, yeah, one bag's busted. So that's why I just took them both out and I'm replacing them in a couple of weeks. But how sick's that? Onboard air. Well, for the airbags anyway. Even there's another little compartment. It's where all your jack and that goes, all these compartments. Even the other compartment down there already had it's a big Anderson plug with a lead, so I'm guessing that was the run. He had a compressor, or I don't know if it's for his fridge, but that's where I'm going to tap in for the power for the compressor that I've got here. So everything's already set up for me, so it's just makes everything so easy when it's all there. Very surprised though. You know, you just don't know these things when you buy these second-hand cars. You don't know what you're going to find. So
good or bad?
Good or bad, yeah. We kind of have one bad one, which I'll talk about in a second. It's not bad, but I guess some people would get scared over it. But yeah, so that's what I've done in the rear so far. I still don't know what I'm going to do behind the fridge yet. If we just do maybe 4 storage boxes. I do want to get, which is more money, but there's no other cheaper alternative for what they are, is the K-On barrier with the K-On shelf at the top. I do want to get that as well, but that'll be future, unless I can find something cheaper. But their gear looks pretty good, so I'll probably end up with that. But yeah, anything, yeah, it's kind of might be just some storage boxes for the rest of it because we don't really need much more in there. That's how was in this drawer. This drawer at the moment is just bits and pieces, just spare electrical gear. That's actually my torque wrench for our mountain bike stuff. We'll be having the mountain bikes with us eventually, so I'm going to be bringing all the mountain bike gear with me. But at the moment, this is just an all sorts drawer. Yeah, I do have a couple more of the big Hima bags, which will go in here. They're in the caravan at the moment. It's got to do a lot of sorting out, but we're getting there. We're getting there. This is our rear setup. Cheap. What did I say? It was $390.
You went from 342 to 390.
Well, 342. It was in the 300s. That was $290. So with the air compressor, that was on sale for $200. What, $1,000? So for $1,000, I've got drawers, a fridge, a compressor, a table. Like, you can't beat it for value. It's all bolted down too. One thing I didn't do, which I will mention in case people want to go this, it does say to do this: take all your bolts out of your drawers, Loctite everything, and put them back in. Because everything comes loose in these and it can rattle. I haven't done it yet. There's only one bump that annoys Leah where we are in town, and it hits it and it rattles it. But we just drove on a dirt road and I didn't hear any rattling. So, but if it does get too bad, I will eventually. It'll take me 10 minutes to rip these out, and I'll rip every bolt out and Loctite everything. But there's our little setup at the moment, and I think it looks wicked. Another little upgrade that I did that I changed out from. There we go. It's probably a bit dirty in here. Sorry. New UHF. We did show on the other video that the old one was just, or the cord was, it was obviously an old one. I just went the Uniden. I don't even know what model it is. I don't know if that's the model. RM800B, maybe that's the model. Why did I go to Uniden? I actually had this one in the last car, and it was cheaper than any of the others on sale. So that's why I went that. Talk quickly about how the Land Cruiser is going. We've got one little issue with it, which it is going to get rectified soon, in a few weeks. About every like 3 weeks, it's throwing a code. I've contacted Land Cruiser specialists and all those guys. It's not a code that can be pointed to one certain code, but what it pretty much is coming back to is they're saying it's the EGR. So it has had a tune, but from what they're telling me is when this was tuned, I think it was just, they just put a blanking plate in there, and they feel like that could be building up pressure, and it's just throwing into limp mode about every 3 weeks. Like we can just clear it, pull over for 2 seconds, and it's fine again. The car's good for another 3 weeks. So it's going to go in to get the EGR looked at, see what's going on there, and it's also getting a retune while it's in there, because it's been a couple years, it's sat around, so they recommended to get a retune done on it. So we're going to get that done, and I'll chuck it on the dyno and find out what that, if they can see what the code is. They should be able to when they get, because I've cleared it, I'm pretty sure their ones are more sophisticated, they can still see what code's coming up. Don't know if anyone else has had it, but every 3 weeks, yeah, so it'll just jump into limp mode, turn the car off, back on, and it's gone. And then another 3 weeks, about 3.5 weeks last time, it did it again. But it's not a big deal at the moment, but I'd say chucking it back on the dyno, get the retune done, and see what is going on with it. But other than that, it's freaking amazing, and I love it. It sounds insane. I can't wait to actually get onto the beach properly in some soft sand and give it some, especially with the caravan on the back. Then you'll actually hear how good it actually sounds. One other thing I did find out though, contacting who tuned it last time, it actually has aftermarket high flow turbos. So yeah, so that's a good thing I suppose, but also another thing you got to look after. But yeah, so we'll see. Once I get it tuned, I'll get the dyno sheets for you and see what actually runs on the dyno, because with those turbos in it, it's going to bring up some good numbers, I think. We won't go crazy, obviously we want a towing tune, but yeah, we just want to get that code fixed and see what's going on with that. Oh, one other thing that's wrong with the car is it's got a cracked windscreen washer bottle. Hi. Hello.
Say hi.
No.
Oh, you're camera shy.
Yeah, it's got a cracked washer bottle. So the mechanic told me just go to the wreckers, find a washer bottle, replace that. God, I wish we had this kind of car when we travelled around. You don't need this kind of car, but it's more comfy than the Ute was. Yeah, it's bigger. The kids just have so much room. But yeah, we won't go into that. I don't want to go this and that. We were fine travelling around Australia Ute, weren't we? So, but yeah, so that's an update on the car. The last wicked product I'm going to show you. It is something that we got given to us. It's a product from Vic Off Road, which if you've seen other episodes, we've got a fair bit of gear off these guys, and I love the gear. This product is another thing that I would have bought anyway. Just jump in and show you what it is. It's on the side of the car here. It is their 270 awning. So, oh, what's wrong, Freddie? What'd they do to you?
You want to take that off? Hey, there you go. Go on then. Off you go.
Yeah, so it's their 270 awning. We've only just put it on, so obviously I can't give you a long-term review, but I'm just going to show you what the product is, and I think it's sick. So
Let's do this in real time, I reckon.
Oh no, let's not do that. The pressure's on.
Pressure's on. Get it done quick. You're good at that.
I'll show you these two little buckles. Settle down over there. I'll show you these two little, where these two buckles go, which I've left at the bloody caravan, but I'll show you where they go. This is only my second time doing this, so let's see how they go. I won't rush because I'll probably stuff it up. So I usually have clips for here, and I've just got these little things on the roof here, but I forgot them, so but that does just slip over the top of them. done. What was that, like 10 seconds?
I don't know.
Had to be.
You've lasted longer.
Look at that. It's bloody crazy how good it is. I've always wanted a massive awning, but yeah, because we didn't have the bloody tray and canopy on the back of the ute, there was no point getting a wraparound awning. But yeah, so that's it there. There it is. It's massive, eh? Amazing. And I can't wait to actually use it properly. You've got all the, obviously you've got your poles if it's crazy windy, which you can chuck down. But like, it's solid. What are you doing, mate? Say bye. Say bye, pole. Good boy. Yeah, so there's poles on each arm. You can get all your walls and that, which probably wouldn't be a bad idea. You get like one little shade wall. Might do that. Might purchase that in the future. Yeah, so it does come with. I may show this. It does sit on the back of the car, but I reckon I'll just get a bit of strip of rubber or something, or foam, just chuck it on this bit, just in case I'm ever somewhere and it wants to go like that and hit the car. But, whoa.
Freddie, come on.
Sorry, Freddie. I'll show you something else that's come with, which I've put in here.
Freddie. It's hard to say good.
Of course, I've tangled it already. So this thing here, plug it in, comes with this built-in light. So this is bloody sick. It's got different colours too. Got your amber light, got a bit of mixture off. So how good's that? That'll be sick when we're camping. Especially when we get rid of the caravan and just get swags like Leah wants. No,
Oh no!
that won't be happening. But yeah, it's a sick bit of product. Obviously we only had the little awning that come out the side on our last lap. And yeah, you just when you're on the beach and there's not enough room, like look at this. Look at all the place shade we've got on this thing. So that's sick, but yeah, awesome bit of gear. I can't give you a long-term review. That will come in the future once we use it more, but very impressed with it at the moment. The only mention I will say is, so it comes with some crazy heavy-duty brackets. Thick as brackets. These are the ones that come with it. If you're running a front runner roof rack, I had to get different brackets just because these don't sit on top of the front runner roof rack, so I just had to purchase front runner brackets. Otherwise, these would be sweet because look how thick that is. So the brackets that come with are good if you got a Rhino rack or roller rack. I don't know who else. ARB rack would be fine. But if you got a front runner rack, I had to purchase these front runner 270-degree awning brackets. I think they're called. The ones that come with it are freaking, what's that, 5mm thick steel. So they're heavy duty bloody brackets, but yeah, they just wouldn't work for my roof rack. So those brackets, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure they'll work on every other every other roof rack, as long as it doesn't have the lip. This has a lip above the roof rack, whereas my old Rhino rack, it used to be flat, so you could just bolt the bracket straight on, and it would have been fine. But because it has that lip, I had to get these special bloody brackets. But yeah, I can't wait to get out there and use it. We'll put all the specs up. It's got the wind rating because it is a freestanding awning. Yeah, it's bloody sick. I can't wait to actually use it more. But yeah, I don't know. So this is where your little guide ropes go. Once you put your poles down, just into them. But yeah, as you can see, that's going to take a lot to lift that up. Right. So for all the people who are going to jump at me for getting something for free, sorry. But,
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, we do get some stuff for free. 12-month review, 6 and 12-month review on stuff like this. That's a quick update of what's going on with or what we've done to the Land Cruiser. Future mods, there's not a crazy amount left really. It's a bit, like I said, maybe tidy up the back a bit, cargo barrier. Yeah, I've got to work out something to do in the back with the storage. One thing I want to do, maybe, Leo won't like it though, is now that it's lifted and it's got the standard rims on there, I want to get a bigger offset rim. So the tyre size is fine, it's just the rim. I want to bring out a bit. especially on the front because it's actually close to the one thing I didn't go into actually. Quickly before we finish this.
God.
I'm not sure how this is going to go, and everyone solves this by bringing an offset rim up. The upper control arms are they've got about that much gap between the tyre and the upper control arm. When I let the tyres down on the beach, I'm not sure if they're bellying out a bit as if it's going to hit the tyre a little bit, maybe not. Obviously you just fix that by getting the bigger offset rim. Plus it'll fill the guard out more. So that was just a quick one. But yeah, future mods. I do want to quickly, I'll just touch on, I do want to change the spotlights and the light bar on the front. I'm going to quickly show that. Just because they come with the car. Only half of this works, it's broken. And as you can see, when I touch them, all these little light things are falling out everywhere. I actually didn't know it was that bad. So yeah, I definitely need to change them. Other than that, except for maybe on the roof. We know we want to get up there, it's a boat, but anyway.
Maybe I should draw a picture.
Yeah.
Put the boat out there.
Yeah, we'll do it. And towing mirrors. Sorry, towing mirrors. I want to get some towing mirrors. Don't know if it's a big thing. I kind of want to get new, just a bit of, like paint's come off the windscreen wipers. It is a 2011 model, so I wouldn't mind going to Wreckers and finding that. I just want to get diff breathers. Obviously, diffs and gearbox and that. Just everyone knows that's for. Stop getting water and everything, and a pre-diesel filter. And that's just because these things aren't good with dirty fuel. So I've heard stories, Land Cruisers don't like it. So a few things I want to do with it, but that's a rundown of what's going on with the car at the moment. I wouldn't imagine there's much Leah wants to change because it all costs money and she doesn't like that. So she's behind the camera laughing at the moment. But
one of us has to be budget friendly. Come on, guys. I mean, you're on a budget, but you have the biggest list ever, and you're always adding to the list.
That's right.
I'm always trying to reduce that list.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. I'd love to change the bull bar, but that's kind of not a necessity, is it? Because yeah. But anyway, that's the rundown of the car at the moment. Hope you enjoyed it. Any questions? Ask away. Any suggestions about all the stuff I want to do with the car? Yeah. Leave it in the comments, and I'd love to hear from you because I know there's a lot of people that own 200s out there. Yeah. And actually, leave in the comments too what bargains you've got. Because I find people messages saying, "Oh, I got towing mirrors, clear mirrors for $100 off Marketplace." I'm like, damn, wish that was me. But anyway, all the normals. If you like our channel, please subscribe. It's free. It helps us out lots. Freddie's going wild in the back there. Must be time to go get some food. Yeah, so like, subscribe, comment. And yeah, hopefully you keep enjoying our content. Thanks for watching, guys.